Hello everybody, welcome back to Half-Life 2 update. I'm in the utmost high spirits today, right now, because I just played a multiplayer game and I'll tell you all about it and how what I said is sarcasm. Right, so which way are we going? Down here? No, that's where we came from. That's this, I killed it. Down there? I'll find the way eventually, I guess. Maybe. If only there was like a game marker. So anyway, I played a multiplayer game, and as you all know, there are three types of games. Single player, cooperative, oh shit. What the fuck? Single player, cooperative, and competitive. When something's competitive, you know, you can blame every failure on others cheating or you learning the controls or whatever. Especially when you're alone, like it's all free for all, or let's stick with free for all, or at least 1v1, so you can blame everything on everyone else or yourself. But in cooperative, of course, it's all shit, because you always get the incompetent retards in your team, always. Especially when you don't have a closely knit, very skilled group of friends to play with. Otherwise you will. So the game I played was GTA Online. Lately I've been doing that and almost enjoying it. It's pretty easy to set yourself a goal there and slowly chip away at the price that they think you set yourself a goal as a goal. Dwindles. You collect money, right? Slowly, and every day you can collect some, well, get some, earn some, and slowly it all amounts to actually getting your goal realized. Of course, all this what I'm saying is I absolutely had something else to, well, I absolutely had it worded differently in my head before I started recording, but then everything happened and I stopped knowing what I'm thinking. So that's pretty easy to get your goals, set your goals, and then work a way to get them. So that's pretty easy, and so that's pretty satisfying. But of course the grind is real, and the grind is repetitive, and the only fun part in the game is playing the missions with your friend. Everything else is just grind, or either you're grinding your own money, or you're with your friend grinding his money and pretty much gaining nothing from it. So I have no idea how does that work, and who thought that would be a good idea for social context, or like a social activity. But anyway, if you're doing missions with people, you can do it with your friends, with your friends. Oh hey, that was brutal, cover me. That's something we know and heard before. We know someone who says those things. Yes, it's Alyx. It's as if I said that we're gonna meet her back in the city. Yeah. And I also had a guy with me for a moment here, but how do you know that I'm here? Are you having sexual flashes about me? And in that moment of your need and stress, your mind wanders back to my persona and thinking about me? Is that something that soothes your nerves?
Gordon, I had a feeling I'd find you here.
Yes, of course.
I've got Dr. Kleiner in a safe spot. Now we can join up with Barney. There's a command center downstairs. I'm hoping to find information about generator locations.
And that's the things that we're gonna disarm with her. Like I mentioned, it's as if I know this game. At least a little bit. At least the major beats. So anyway. Yeah, setting goals. It's pretty easy to go. The grinding is stupid, so either you're grinding or your friend is grinding. If you're not grinding and you're grinding with your friend, you're not earning money and you're wasting time, because you should be grinding, because everything costs $1 million or over $1 million. You want a new business? It's $1 million. You want an office? $1 million. A house? $1 million. A car? $1 million. How about some fun vehicle to maybe grief other players? $1 million. Maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5. Just $1 million. Millions of dollars. Millions upon millions. Oh shit. Kind of fucking annoying. Everything is expensive. And you're barely earning anything. And the other thing is that, of course, the economy is PvE driven, so that you buy microtransaction in-game cash with real cash. So that's the economy. which you can recognize by going to a clothes store and trying to buy a t-shirt for $500 because that's reasonable. Alternatively, you might want to buy an RC car, which costs $1.5 million, because everything costs $1 million or everything is overpriced either way. So, right? Shit. So, it's grind or no grind. And the only fun part is doing missions with your friends, because your friends will listen to what you're saying and try to cooperate. The other thing I played cooperatively, actually with my friend, and with strangers as well. And I mentioned that way ago, a lot of time ago.
That door? I'll take this one. Ready when you are.
Okay, I guess, yeah, I can open the door myself. Alright, so quick save, and we're killing. There we go. And I chose shotgun for close quarters, and immediately the first enemy was far away, and the pattern inertia caused the guy to get less damage. Receive less damage.
Square outside.
Yes.
We're trying to disable as many as we can to loosen the Combine's grip on this sector. It'll take me a few minutes to expose the core, then I'll need you to hit it with a burst from the gravity gun.
Right.
In the meantime, watch my back.
Okay, what?
Join you, Dr. Freeman.
Hey, it's fine. I guess my back is being watched by someone else as well. Who's watching the Watcher? They, I guess. Yeah. Right. I wanted to say something. How do you know all about this fucking resistance happenings and I don't? What was I doing throughout all this? I was going through Ravenholm. I'm gonna have to recap all this, right? Eventually, yeah, I'm sure that's your favorite part. So not this way. Right, so I think back when I was playing Dark Sector, I mentioned the Division and how I was getting the hang of gearing up. Oh, a commentary note. Well, shit. Okay, so we're gonna mention Division in a moment. I'm gonna mention Division in a moment after this commentary note.
When creating the music for Half-Life 2, the game's composer, Kelly Bailey, created most of the music using computer software that simulated a sound studio. To start composing a song, he tried to think of a few words that describe the tone he wanted for the track. Phrases like fast action, suspense, quiet exploration, mystery, or slow, disturbing dark. As the track was iterated upon, it was important to continuously refer back to the original phrase, ensuring that the song would converge upon its intended feel.
Isn't it something that everyone does? I mean, every composer, especially for when they're doing soundtracks or, well, soundtracks for games and movies. I don't think so. That's like a reasonable, easily not describable, discoverable approach. Yeah. And his name is Kelly, and I immediately thought, oh, the composer is a woman. And then he said, no, he'd. So, why don't women do actual jobs? Alright. So yeah, we can set up traps, and it will hardly matter. Because, oh shit, of course, man hacks that you will disable. Oh shit, it's this guy. It's the civil protection. I remember when they are coming from, so I can set up a few traps. Not that you've gotten many to work with, but whatever works, whatever happens, I guess. Do what you can with what you've got, as usual. Boy, am I a master of doing what I can with what I've got. Like seriously, I generate no costs, and yet I also generate no income. Right, so the Division. Oh, maybe I should let you listen to the track a little bit. I picked up too much ammo for the revolver. It has gone to waste. Perfect. Yeah, anyway, we've got enough weapons to deal with this problem and survive this anyway. Probably. And there's also med kits and armor here. Right. So the Division, I said there, I talked about how I'm gearing in the Division, but one of the things that I do is that I usually don't engage in the multiplayer content because everyone is a retard and you can't rely on anyone. So I don't do that. I usually solo everything. Perhaps to my detriment because it takes longer, but at least I do it. And I have only myself to blame. And I can only credit myself for all the victories. So, with that, very late in, relatively late. Too late for a newbie, maybe. At some point, I decided to actually play the main missions, which are like instances in World of Warcraft. Something to relate to World of Warcraft. They're like they require, well, you can do them with a team, and or you can do it alone. It's hard alone, but with a team it can be very quick. So of course there are instances where you can crank the difficulty way up high, and it's really challenging, like almost impossible to do alone, or otherwise it will take a lot of time. Shit, a lot of time to do alone. But I did a few, I think, or at least one, just to prove it, that I can. Yeah, but I've discovered that that people actually play this game, and matchmaking is relatively brisk. So finding 4 people to help you out with that difficult mission is pretty easy, actually. So I started using it pretty frequently, which is especially useful during the global events where the difficulty is cranked all the way up, and you really want to do the missions quickly because time is money, essentially. So yeah, that's pretty easy there. And if the team is average, you can still do the mission. You might have a few snags. They can still get like a death or two, have your team be knocked down, but someone stays alive and revives everyone. Or maybe you can mention something to others to get their attention. Maybe they're first time or forget something, and something's going slow, so your information helps. But shit, I already ran out of ammo for this rifle because the weapons are inaccurate. I'm also inaccurate, I guess, judging from the footage, probably. Right. Are you doing anything, Mr. Resistance? Oh look, I've made a trap here and it didn't work. I decided to put it sneakily behind cover so they blindly rush in and just stumble into it, and it will be too late for them. But no, I guess they just knew it because they've got radar function. Yeah, so if your team is average, you get that. It's not uncommon that your team is shit and you just cannot get through the mission and they'll just give up and leave. Or someone that's better will leave because they're not gonna waste their time on the shit team like that anymore. That happens. But once in a while you also find... Oh yeah, that's good. Also, from time to time you actually find a team who's competent, and you can really crank out the very difficult... Come on. Not yet? You said that's it. Come on, do the thing. This one's dead already. Do I have to kill everyone first? Oh, now it's exposed, is it? Yes, now it is. And it's time for this. Perfect. Good use. Terrible use. This is an open area and there is nothing to bounce the ball off of. Are our friends coming? No, I guess they'll hold the fort just because they cannot.
Okay. Barney should be on the far side of that.
Maybe fortunately for them, they just died, so we don't have to worry about whether they would be able to get through the gate or not. Yes, there's supposed to be a bridge here. And yeah, is it impossible to just climb these things? Look, she can just climb this all the way up to the roof of the building, and you're telling me that there is no way to climb up there, and she needs to scout the place from up there, especially since what's gonna happen in a moment is very fucking avoidable, to say the least. So anyway, from time to time you can really crank out the difficult missions very quickly with a very good team, and it's fun to stick around with them because you're really just going, you know. Even if you have a snag, they'll just pick you, they won't even let you fall and you just keep on going. That's fun. So there's that. Unfortunately, in GTA you don't get that. The usual thing in GTA is people who are low level, which means that they've got low health because it scales with level, because that's reasonable. Oh, good thing that when you decked her in the back of her head, she didn't just fall down unconscious off the ledge and into the concrete instead of capturing her and using her as a leverage for anything you need. She didn't, so you could capture her. Also, you shot her and then decided to capture her alive after all. And they say the game is good, right? So does it hold up? I'm not gonna try to figure out a way to make it more reasonable what had just happened, because I'm not the writer here. I'm not gonna write the game for the writers and for the game devs. So this was shit. Anyway, yeah, there's a sewer entrance, and we could have scouted it out from down here, and I could have even defended her. Right. So yes, this is the moment where we destroy a core somewhere, so we've got a defense position to defend. Good phrasing. And we've got Alyx captured, because that happened. So so we're here. Anyway, let's not dilly-dally. Continue. That's probably all the supplies that are there in the ditch. What is it? Channel. Right. Yes, of course. No, in GTA you don't really get good people. You get low levels who want to get into some real action and thinking that they'll get real money as well. Someone in there decided that your stats will scale with level. Only one stat really, health, which is pretty much the most important one, because everything else is just bullshit. Like firearm skill just governs how much ammo you can carry. It doesn't really change anything how you move during aiming down sights, or how you control the spread. No, it just changes how much ammo you can carry, so that doesn't matter. Driving a car doesn't really matter. Everything doesn't really matter. Piloting maybe shakes the plane less. Can't really tell. You can still get those breezes that throw your entire plane off. Or helicopter, they still swing. So anyway, yeah, low levels who have low health, because that's reasonable in GTA. Remember when your health scaled with your level in GTA 3, 4, San Andreas, Vice City? Remember that? Exactly. So that happens. No, and you get the retards, right? So not only are they low level, you can even get high levels. And they'll just... I go into the mission blind, not knowing what to do. And I find my way around, right? You just read what you have to do in the bottom of the screen, like GTAs do tell you about what you're doing. You follow the markers on the map and go where the arrow points, and you win, right? But no, they cannot. They just can't follow. There are retards who can't drive. There are retards who can't shoot and give you cover. There are retards who, when you've got a mission to grab 3 trucks, one is a gun truck and two are delivery trucks. The moron will run in, fight the enemies, and then look for something to do later on. When I'm grabbing the truck, driving it out, and getting ready to go, because then it's there's a timer there also. So there's also time pressure, but he's fucking running around not knowing what to do. You're in the team, right? You've got the... It says there on the screen. I don't know how to convey how frustrating it is to play with people, with incompetent people all the time. Like, I drove 2 of those trucks out, so he notices what to do. Which way do I go now? I mean, man, if there wasn't a time limit, I would pretty much do it all myself. Drive 3 trucks one by one to the drop-off zone. What do I do here? There should be a way to go and lift a thing from in there. And this is all broken. Well, it's as if it's a puzzle. Oh, this way, of course, I'm retarded. That was the dead end with supplies. This is the progression end. Shit. Right. Fuck, another one. Fuck off. Yeah. Retards, absolute morons. And I would have been able, if not the time constraint, I would be able to drive all 3 trucks back home and even survive that. Like, sometimes you find some level 60 as opposed to level 200 or 18, and they're doing worse than level 18. Like, I just played a game with an autist level 18. his autism wasn't level 18, his character was level 18, he had little health, and all he had to do was get through the enemies to get the truck, shit, and then drive the truck back. And then the other, I was driving the other truck, and the gun truck with the gunner was supposed to be operated by two higher levels than him, and they kept on dying. One dude kept saying that he's got lag, spelled with multiple G's, as if when you're prolonging the pronunciation of a word, you prolong the consonants, not vowels. He can't drive, he can't shoot, the other one is retarded as well on his team. One dude drives off without the other one, losing time, and fucking hell, man. Every mission, like one heist I was doing, took us 2 hours because motherfuckers were dying at the prison. And when I was supposed to grab an attack helicopter and help out the dude in a civilian plane against jets, I had to diverge over to the prison to help the infantry because they were retarded and kept dying over and over again. Every time you just find retards. And this is why maybe it never came through on my channel, but that's why I'm so jaded. That's why I'm so antisocial and angry at people and so easy to call them names. Because you go into GTA thinking, hey, I want to have fun, I want to do the heist, do the complex mission with roles and shit, you know. The thing that has a little bit of story, some planning involved, some parameters. But what you get instead? 3 retards that die before they get to the point where you start the mission. Absolutely fantastic. So anyway, that other thing that I wanted to say that I'm pretty sure I've never finished actually. Back in The Force Unleashed, I mentioned when I was fighting the TIE fighters, I think before or during pulling down the Star Destroyer, I mentioned something about music. What I was trying to say is that we're also going to be finishing this episode soon enough. I hope we made some reasonable progress as opposed to just standing in one place and talking a lot. But I'm probably wrong. Yeah, you already ate them? All of them? Or did you spit them out? Doesn't really matter, I'll kill you anyway. Because when they eat something, they're full and they retract their tongue for a little while. So it takes longer for it to drop down and pose a threat to you. But I guess they didn't. I mean, this one didn't. Oh yeah, and there's gonna be headcrabs here, so like that. Fortunately, they died on impact. I mean, from full damage. They took full damage, yeah. Why are there birds? Why are there birds heard in the sewers? I don't know. Ambience. What ambience do we have for isolated places when you're all alone and like in a cityscape? Some birds are probably chirping. Yeah, put that in the library. Right, so we've got this environment. Pull in the assets. Okay, bang, a bird. Smart. Good game. What's up? Revolutionary. Right, so the thing I wanted to say is that during Force Unleashed, when I was pulling down the entire Star Destroyer, because you're a Jedi and size doesn't matter for you, it was about music. What I was trying to say is that people, artists, musicians have these 2 venues for their music. They can write the tune, compose it and shit, and they can also sing, right? And when you sing, you put in lyrics, you put in meaning behind that, not just emotion, expressing your emotions or impressing emotions onto the viewer or recipient, audience. What's the listener? Listener, right? Because when you're a viewer, you're a spectator, but when you're a listener, you're a listener. Unless there is a word and I just don't know it or don't remember it. Which way is up? Oh, there's no up. There's through down here, right? So when you put lyrics, you can, you know, put all your metaphorical gibberish and make it sound nice. And you can pride yourself on what the lyrics are all about and how meaningful they are, and you're trying to not only write something emotional, but also actually speak words that that convey some shit. No, fuck. I missed also. Shit. I'm so good at first-person shooters, especially after I've reached diamond rank in Apex Legends. I should play more. I should go pro. Boy, would I wish to go pro in video games. Yeah. Technically, I was a pro video game player. I was game testing after all. So anyway. Right, now ammo. Shit, there's a lot of supplies here. I can still hear a poisonous headcrab, venomous one, somewhere here. I don't know if it's further down or if one of them got lost here. I think I can hear him walking. Well, anyway. What was I on about? Music, right? You can put your meanings in your lyrics, but I don't know about you. But what I do when I listen to music, and that is I'm focusing on how it all sounds, the melody and the lyrics. I often well, it's often pretty hard to catch what they're saying or singing about because they're pronouncing it different compared to when they're singing. So at the first go, it's not necessary, or I don't necessarily catch what's the lyrics all about. So that leaves something to be desired. But I like how it all sounds, right? Even if the lyrics is either incomprehensible, incomprehensible as well, inaudible, illegible, or you know, absolutely stupid. As long as it sounds fun. I like it when it sounds good, and that's why I listen to music. I like when it sounds good. But those fucking composers, those fucking musicians, make those lyrics thinking they're adding some value to their music. And I don't know about you, but it often goes over my head. There's nothing shit for me in those lyrics. This is a case of TNT, I think, or explosive. That's why it's red. I'm not really sure. I just jammed it. Well, slammed it into a headcrab. Fortunately, it didn't explode on me. It would be funny if it exploded on the headcrab, but it didn't. Oh well. I don't know if it would explode if I shot it. Maybe I'll shoot it a bunch, because since I'll save here, and that'll be pretty much the end of the episode. Yeah, wood usually doesn't spark, so I guess whatever this is, it's made out of tough shit. And I also found some ammo for the pistol, so I'm not even gonna bother reloading previous save next time. So the lyrics don't really do me much. I don't know about you. Leave a comment talking about that. Maybe you do focus on lyrics, or you can understand them first time around to begin with. But yeah, they're trying to be profound with their lyrics, and I think they often are not. People just don't care. And no one would notice if you didn't either. Like, just make it sound good. Doesn't even have to be in a real language. Doesn't even have to be words. That's why they're often singing yeah yeah or oh, because that's not, the lyrics are not important. Like also, oh shit, what? Often in lyrics I've noticed as well that if you've got your pop star singer woman, she often sings about being in love, being not in love, being in separation, or something like that, something romantic, I guess. But while men sing about becoming air, killing rock and roll, and really something that speaks to you, right? Absolute random bullshit, but it sounds fun and it's relatable, more relatable than having a boyfriend, not having a boyfriend, or being on a what? At a party, being at a party. Shit. Oh, I hit him. Good. I thought I'd missed. I had missed. I missed. Yeah, oh shit. Anyway, so get rid of the explosive barrel, otherwise they'll explode you. And then we're gonna go up and continue the next episode there, I guess. Yeah, so there's that. Music is shit because you're trying to spice it up with your lyrics that nobody can hear, comprehend, understand. More like understand. And nobody really cares. And you're trying your best to just be profound, become air. Fucking what else? I don't know. Something about pieces. Tool is all about being profound and decadent. No, they're not being decadent. Being profound and cracking jokes at interviewers about something or another. Not really qualified to talk about it, but what I'm trying to say, I think I said it plenty of times enough. I think music is shit. Your lyrics don't help. People are retarded. Cooperation is shit. I'd rather do it alone, and that's why I prefer single-player games, especially since there has been a big, supposedly, I don't really see it personally because I'm not really reading any newspapers about it. People are supposedly very interested in single-player games again, as opposed to those games as services, always online and only online games with other people. Because the multiplayer is a thing that's supposed to give you limitless entertainment, because you're always meeting new people and they can always bring in new strategies and experiences to the game that you can experience with them or against them. So that's technically a driving force behind that. But no, like in Jedi Academy there is multiplayer and they shit. Unfortunately, it didn't fall all the way now. And the competitive. And the multiplayer is based all around fighting others. So combat in there is fun, and people like doing it, and people keep coming back to the game because it plays good. But in contrast to that, there are games like Fortnite, where the important part is not the always changing human player experience, or like human. Who's shooting me from where? They're from there, I guess. Human experience to it, where there can always be someone new, bringing something new to the table and outsmarting you, surprising you, or defeating you any other way. No, the most important part of Fortnite is that they release new skins for you to buy, and you keep on coming back to the game for all the limited time skins that you can get. Not because you like the combat, right? That's why I do with Apex Legends, right? Always the skins and the badges. You don't want to be the idiot who doesn't have the skin, right? Fucking pleb. Did I fuck myself over? Possibly. Right, so they're weird. Music is shit, multiplayer is shit, single player is the best, cooperation is trash because it involves human beings, and human beings should just fucking die off. Thank you for listening. Hopefully we'll see each other next time in something else that I'll play for you for free. In the meantime, interact with the video with all the things YouTube provides you with, because that will make me reach the top eventually. In 10 years maybe I'll have more than 100 subscribers. Recently reached. Special episode coming soon, possibly. Probably not. Yeah. Thanks for watching. See ya.